Yeah, starting off with Amari, just what does a night like tonight do for your confidence just going forward?
Um, I've been working so hard in the gym, so this has just made me feel like a little bit more at peace and lets my anxiety cool out a little bit. It happens a lot, so I just try to really calm myself down. And a night like this has really boosted my confidence in a way to where I can keep moving forward instead of backwards.
Kylie, also a career high for you on floor. I don't know if you're aware of the such things or not, but how'd you feel about your performance? And you guys, the middle two routines on bars and beam were not the best y'all can do, but y'all really nailed it on floor to finish.
Can you ask the question one more time? Sorry.
Just talk about you got a career high. What did you think of your performance? Did you think it was one of the best things that you've done? And that you guys finished strong on beam after coming on floor after not doing as great as you can in the middle part of the beam.
Yeah, I think after beam we kind of just shook it off and went to floor, and we know like this is our house. The fans were giving us all the energy, and for the floor routine, like I just did what I did every single day in the gym and like not thinking too much. I think I've had a bad habit of doing that lately. So before I started, I just like looked at the team and was like, this is for you guys. I looked at Jay and was just kind of goofing around. So just really light and had my team to back me up.
Okay, and then this one's for Amari again. And you had a really great night tonight, and we talked about how this is going to kind of push you forward. But if we could look a little bit into what your mindset was like as you went out there, competed for your team, and delivered one of your best floor routines of the season this year.
So I really do my best not to think too hard, and it's easier when like my teammates come around me and just get my mind off of gymnastics for a second, so then I can just go out there and do what I know how to do. And I'm trying really hard to have more fun, and that's what they help me to do. So yeah.
I would also go off of that. She's been super adaptable in the gym and like one of the most hardworking people, like day in and day out. She's been trying to fix her routines and not think about each week. Like she goes in brand new every single week, and I'm super proud of her.
Thanks, Kylie.
It's a question for any of y'all, but what do you guys think about having Lexi and Madison being all-arounders? I know Lexi was an alternate, but what do you guys think about it?
Yeah. Whoa, sorry. Lexi's been working so hard in the gym. I know her ultimate goal is to compete all around for the team, and just seeing her so happy out there, I'm just super proud of her, not only as her teammate, but her roommate. We've lived together on our second year, and just seeing her work so hard, not just physically, but mentally, and just being the light and the joy that she is in the gym every day. And going off of that with Maddie too, she just works so hard also. Coming in from Denver, she really just has added a big personality to this team. I'm just really proud of her also, so it was really good to see them both out there.
Kailin, I'm kind of running out of some superlatives, but did you notice that there were a few boos when you got a 9.90 on bars? Not for you, but for the judges. I mean, people thought it was better than that. I think that's what the expectations are. How do you deal with expectations from week to week? You've done so many excellent routines. You've won so many individual events already. How do you deal with that? And as Jay said, not let last year or last week put too much pressure on you.
Yeah, I think I just go about it the way that he talks to us as a team also. We hit the gas and the floor running one week, and then the next week after that is a reset. So the week prior, the year prior, that doesn't honestly matter anymore. It's the week that's in front of us. And so I think that every single day in the gym, I just go in the gym and work hard to the best of my ability and just do my gymnastics. And same thing out here. I kind of just try not to think and just do. And I think that the whole expectation thing, I think it's just kind of looking at my team and knowing that this is for them and not for myself. We've all worked so hard in the gym, and I think we all have one ultimate goal at the end of the day. And so I think that, just looking forward from week to week is the key.
As a follow-up, I keep waiting for you not to be in the all-around, do all four events. Jay keeps talking about, well, maybe do get some rest for somebody. How are you holding up? Because I know very well that none of you guys do this many. When you come from elite or level 10 or whatever you're doing, you're not doing this much gymnastics in 1 year in such a concentrated period as you are in college.
Yeah, I think my body feels pretty good so far. It's not too early, but it's not. We're almost smack right in the middle, and so I think for now I'm doing pretty good. And whether he decides to keep me in or take me out week to week, that doesn't really matter. I just try to do my routines for my team and get the scores that we need to go to propel us forward.
Question for all of you. How good was it to see Lexi Jeffrey get there on bars after everything that she's been through, the back surgery, just to see her out there?
Oh, that girl is amazing. She has been so excited this year. She was so diligent with her rehab, with how she was going to come back, and she was foot on the gas all preseason, like in the rehab room and then on bars, and then she was doing casts, and then she was doing routines, and she was like, I'm going to get in the inner squads, and she got in the inner squads, and she was dead set on getting in that meet, and we are just super proud to watch her, and I'm just super excited to see where she goes this year.
I know this is a question you all get every single week, but can you tell us about the PMAC and the importance of the fans? 11,000 people obviously here, and normally there's even more. Can you tell us about that?
Okay, so I mean, our fans are just so amazing. There's nothing like competing here for LSU. It's just everyone's so loyal, so happy, and no matter what you do, they're always going to be happy for you. And I would just like to say we're all so lucky that we get to be here and so blessed, and I'm so happy that I can say I have these 3 letters across my chest.
And how exciting is it to compete against another conference within Penn State in the Big Ten?
I think it was really interesting because we actually went to Penn State for regionals last year, so having them come here was really cool and really exciting. And again, they don't get to normally be in crowds like this, so that's really exciting for them and excited to watch them, which I don't really watch the other team when I compete, but that's super exciting for them and a big, big step for them.
Any more questions for student athletes? All right. Thank you.
It went down? Yeah. From 95 to 98, Judge 2. Opening. Well, all right, I'm going to be careful. We were not great by any stretch of the imagination. We trained great all week long. We looked fantastic all week long. And but we were not what I expected us to be coming in here tonight. We were good in spots, and we had some super bright spots, and there was a lot of positive takeaways getting some of those exhibitions out there, and getting an opportunity to see some of those things in action is key to not only getting their experience, but us being able to, as we continue to make decisions about lineups, be able to kind of see evidence of what they'll do in those more pressure-filled situations. You can't really duplicate that in your gym, so getting them out there is important. I know we lost the crowd there at the end, doing 2 on floor, which typically I would never do, but we've just got kids that needed an opportunity to get out there, so I felt like for us the value was there. It's not something we can do when we're on linear TV, And so when we're streaming, we have to take advantage of those opportunities. And so so we did that to the best of our ability tonight. But you get a win, you still get a 197.5, whatever it was, and yet it doesn't feel great. It's kind of just kind of bland, I guess is the best way I would describe it right now. The whole room was erratic, including us.
You said everything really well. So was there some score change, or you don't know?
It wouldn't have mattered. It was a throw-out score, but I still, given the given the nature of the up and down, not 6-7. I'm doing up and down.
I don't know what that means anyway.
But I just would like to know, because we got told earlier that a score came up, and then I just got told that it went back down, and we didn't. I don't know what changed. And we didn't inquire. It went up and then went back down. So I don't know. I'll have to find out.
I guess it's easy when you're up close. You see all the imperfections. Are you going to be able to? You think you maybe once you get a little time away from the meet, looking at, it was great to get Alexis Jeffrey doing anything. I know she didn't have a score that she wanted, but it was really good until the landing, and there were a lot of career highs and season highs on the night.
I thought there were a lot of bright spots, a lot of good things. I thought we were inconsistent. We just never really gained any momentum. Came out firing on all cylinders. I thought vault looked pretty good, minus Courtney, who struggled tonight to get it going. But I thought we got out to a good start, captured the momentum, wanted to try to do that again, and just never really did it again the rest of the way through. It's my job to keep them from doing that.
Yeah, just a big night from Amari. Just what kind of work have you seen her put in the gym just from week to week after Sprouts and even before then? And what does that do for y'all when she's clicking like that?
She's just that kid. She's amazing, and not only that, it's her energy. She's so positive. She's such a fun person to be around, and that rubs off on everybody, that energy. So when she feels good and is doing well like that, it has an effect on everybody around her and sort of elevates everybody. So she's I'm glad she's got her confidence going again and looks really good out there.
Okay, and then just sort of talking about some of the gymnasts that we saw in exhibition tonight. Like you said, you wanted to give them a chance to get them out there. What does it look like, particularly for Lexi, in the chances of getting her on the all-around since we saw her on floor tonight?
I mean, I don't know. As always, everybody wants to talk about the all-around. I'll have to go back and watch the routine. I don't even really look at scores from exhibition routines, because I think sometimes they get dinged a little harder because there's a preconceived notion that if it wasn't in the first 6, it must not have been as good. But I was glad to see her get out there, get an opportunity to do a floor routine. I think she definitely can do the job for us if we need her to get out there. Whether or not she gets in the all around or when that might happen, I really don't have an answer for that. It's not something that the word all around rarely comes out of my mouth except in this room. I just don't. We look at each event and try to make decisions event to event and not try to emphasize things that are sort of individually based as much as we can. That's not just me. That's our team. The girls do too, and they get that.
Speaking of the all-around, but no, I keep expecting to come to a meet or watch you guys play on the road, and Chio's not going to do one thing or something like that. And she keeps.
We almost pulled her on one tonight, but we didn't. Yeah. I mean, she ended up
She said she
Really.
feels okay. I mean, you feel like she's holding up well, and
She feels fine.
Yeah.
She's doing great. I think sometimes she feels like when we have some inconsistencies, I think she over tries and feels like she's got to pull us out of the fire or something. When you see little wonky things happening around you, that's just the competitor in her. But physically, she feels fine. I think she was pressing a little bit on floor, a little bit trying to be perfect. But she had a heck of a night all the way around.
Seeing Alexis Jeffrey out there, how was that? And can you just speak about like her rehab from everything and how she's kind of prevailed from everything? It was back surgery, right?
Yeah. A significant procedure done on her back, but she feels really good now. And she was on a completely different pace. I mean, she didn't really begin full bar sets until maybe the last week in November, and we stayed real soft. We were over the foam pit landing wise, and she was training full routines but not landing on any kind of competitive surface until about she got in the inner squad on December the 18th. I remember that for the first time, and it was the last one before we went home for the break, and she smoked that bar set, like just planted it, and has been progressively doing better and better. That we were waiting on a little more consistency on the bar transition skill, the overshoot to handstand that she does, and she really in the last week or two had really started to show that. And I mean, she won the inter squad yesterday she we've all seen her land that dismount 1,000 times. She's kind of known for the ginormousness of it. That's a new word. I want you guys to spell that correctly. The ginormousness of that dismount is legendary, and she normally just she plants it, but I don't know if she was just overthinking it a little bit tonight. It's first time out, but I mean, she's a proven commodity on bars. I'm not really concerned about it. Anything else? Okay.
Okay, I just have one more for tonight. We saw an excellent vault lineup tonight amidst everything else. It was actually the highest vault that we've seen this season. So what kind of went into perfecting that in intra-squad and in practice?
I think they have really worked. Look, I mean, Kalia and Amari and some of these vaults are so big that 1.5 can be hard to land past a certain size, so I think, Kalia probably, the plan all fall was for her to do the double full, and then we ran into a little mental block. You guys have heard about gymnasts getting mental blocks before, and then you have to figure out what's plan B and have a contingency plan. Well, we already had one, which was the 1.5. So, but now I think she's just comfortable with it. It was brand new for her last year. She'd never done a 1.5, and she has to really control her speed and everything because she's so quick. So I just think she's dialing in the landing. She's learned how to see it now over her shoulder to try and get more consistent with that. She's been sticking quite a few of them in the gym, as has Amari. And I just think it's just about them settling down and getting going. I told y'all earlier in the year, too, we paced our kids differently on the leg events. And you can see that happening now with vault and floor both coming up. Vault was good at Missouri, too, last week, and floor has been steadily improving since the first couple of meets. So now we're back into that 49.5, maybe 49.5 plus range really on both events. If I think we went 4.75 on vault tonight, but we're capable of doing that. And when we do that, and if bars and beam behave the way they have early in the year and didn't so much tonight, but then you've got a complete meet. We didn't have a complete meet in here tonight, and so you can kind of hear it. Maybe I sound a little somber. I feel like we kind of missed an opportunity to. I don't feel like we got. I don't feel like we were terrible by any means. I just don't think. I thought we had an opportunity based on what I saw in the gym all week. I was really excited about the opportunity to come in here and really put one together, and I think we just kind of the edge came off for whatever reason. So we've certainly hard to be disappointed with a mid 197, but at the same time, I know that they know too. They know we're better than that, and we've just got to make sure that we continue to grow. We're almost to the halfway point, I guess, right now, something like that. He can keep going if he wants. I told him before I came in here I wanted to be short, but I'm calming down now. I didn't want you guys to start catching bullets from my mouth.
I didn't want you to leave without talking about Madison Ulrich. Mad Dog, which I assume is you're being fun. You're being funny with that nickname.
Of course, yeah. It's just her name's Maddie, as I just call her
and
Mad Dog.
And she's very quiet, right?
Yeah,
so.
It really.
But it was an excellent bars routine.
100%.
And y'all had a couple of not great scores in the first two, and she came out and nailed it in a great.
She
spot.
settled us down. Exactly, she did, and that's the thing we talk about all the time. It's like, if something happens, not letting it snowball on the next person up, saying it stops with me. And Maddie, sometimes in warm-up she makes me wonder, but I've become accustomed to seeing her compete at a really high level, and so I'm comfortable when she goes. And if I'm comfortable, then they're probably all comfortable, and she feels that. She feels that confidence that comes from her teammates, and she drilled it. And she's gotten cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. Early in the season, we had little leg issues on the releases a little bit, and she's tightened that up quite a bit. And she's a grinder of a worker. Like she wants to do more, and I have to shut her down sometimes in the gym because I asked her the other day because they had an assignment that was you have to hit the first X number in a row, or you have to do this many. And most people want to take the short road home. Maddie missed the second routine, and I went, did you do that on purpose because you wanted to do more? Because that's the kind of kid she is. She wants to just train. She just wants to go. And so she goes, no, I didn't do it on purpose. But she had me guessing. She had me wondering.
We'll go there.
Thanks, guys.